Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirait. Ashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavate Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Om Agnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya. Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale. Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutah Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha. Shri-Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatanitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijan Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamshta Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Sapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhana Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा ओके so um, Bitcoin. Okay, so उत्तरोवाच पाहि पाहि महायोगिन् देवदेव जगत्पते नान्यं त्वद्भयं पश्ये यत्र मृत्युः परस्परम्. Uttara said, O Lord of Lords, Pahi Pahi, protect me. Lord of the universe, you are the greatest of mystics, Mahayogin. Please protect me, for there is no one else who can save me from the clutches of death in this world of duality. Okay, Prabhupada is saying the purport. This material world is the world of duality, in contrast with the oneness of the absolute realm. What does this mean? What is the oneness of the absolute realm? What is duality? Why material world is world of duality? Anybody wants to try?
Pranam Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, because like Lord is absolute truth. Like he's the same as his, like he's a Satchit Anand Vigre, and we are like different. The soul is different from the body. This is duality, and absolute truth means that the same Krishna's body, and he, like there is no difference between him.
Okay. Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else wants to try? Okay, so world of duality means here there are two things. One is there is matter and spirit. Then everything has opposite qualities. Like there is cold, there is heat, there is and all this, there is happiness, there is distress. In the spiritual world, there is no duality. There's only happiness, right? And there's only spirit. Uh, there is oneness. Oneness meaning everything is of the spiritual quality, same quality. And the world of duality, or Prabhupada is explaining, world of duality is composed of matter and spirit, whereas the absolute world is complete spirit without any tinge of material qualities. In the dual world, everyone is falsely trying to become the master of the world, whereas in the absolute world, the Lord is the absolute Lord, and the Lord is the absolute Lord. And all others are his absolute servitors. Absolute means that there's no part-time business, right? As in, they don't play two different roles. Absolute means all the time they're only servitors. In the world of duality, everyone is envious of all others. You're envious. We're also envious of Krishna. Why? How are we envious of Krishna? Why are we envious? How are we envious of Krishna? Are we envious of Krishna? Okay, first, easy question. Yes, no. Are we envious of Krishna? Yes, no, not sure.
Not sure.
Not sure. Okay. Anybody? Yes. Any yeses? You can freely participate. It's told like there is nothing right or wrong. We're all learning. And if you participate only, we'll become more involved in the subject matter. Okay. So we are envious of Krishna because Krishna is the master. We are also trying to become master. So we are envious. Why is he the only master? I also want to become master. And thereby we are envious of others also who are in any way better than us, right? So we are envious of them because we want to take Krishna's position. And we don't. I mean, when we hear this, then we realize, oh, what am I doing? We are trying to because we are trying to be masters. So we are competing with Krishna. Why you have to be the only master? So we are envious of Krishna, and we are also envious of others because we want to establish our position, right? We don't want to be under anybody. We want to be the boss. Anyway, so these mentalities have to be given up. So this is also very practical thing, right? Like we don't try to become bosses. We should always try to be in the mood of servant, even at work. And death is inevitable due to the dual existence of matter and spirit. So Prabhupada is saying, okay, this is the material world. These things are bound to happen. And here Uttara, because the Lord's devotees, they don't have any, they can't think of anybody else. And like yesterday I was telling somebody saying that in our life, if there is, say, suppose somebody has fever. And normally when you have fever and people are groaning and moaning and they're in pain and distress, what do we say? I mean, from our mouth, some words keep coming, right? Like, yeah, Nakul Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Sorry to interrupt. As you were saying, envious, is it for karmis or is it for bhaktas also?
But devotees are also envious, no? Why? Why only bhaktas? Only pure devotees are not envious. See, devotees also envious. One person gets service, other person gets service. He or she doesn't come and tell saying that why can I also get service? They say why that person has got service, why I am not getting. So the first thing in our mind is actually others, then us. It's not absolute. It's not that, oh, it's so nice that person is getting service. Can I also get service, please? I also want to serve. This is non-enviousness. But when you come and say, no, no, that person is getting service, why I am not getting? This is envy. Whenever we think about others and compare our situation with them, it's envy. So, and these qualities have to go. Like devotees should give up all these qualities, right? And I'm facing this so much, we're running a center and so many challenges like this, so many challenges. So because people have to become clean. Becoming clean is a process. It doesn't happen overnight. Yeah. So, what was I saying? I was saying, so for devotees, I was asking, so when people are unwell, right? Or, like you have fever or something, what comes out of our, we keep calling somebody's name. Normally it is, like father, mother, Amma, Appa in Kannada, right? We call our dear ones, like Ajamila called his son Narayana. But for pure devotees, irrespective of what the situation they're in, the only thing that comes out of their mouth is Krishna. Right? Happy, oh Krishna. Distressed, oh Krishna. Uttara is is in danger. She says, oh Krishna, Pahi Pahi, Deva Deva Jagatpate, Pahi Pahi, full of she's in emotions. In Pahi Pahi, please protect me, protect me. Then she explains why she's asking for protection, because she is a pure devotee. She is not worried about death. In the next verses, she will say why she is asking for protection. Abhidravati Mamisha Sarastapta Yaso Vibho Kamam Dahatu Mam Natha Mame Garbho Nipatyatam. Oh my Lord, you are all powerful. A fiery iron arrow is coming towards me fast. My Lord, let it burn me personally. She didn't call out to him to protect her body. She's saying, let it burn me personally. If you so desire, this is so important. But please do not let it burn and abort my embryo. And that there's a reason, because he's a great devotee. So please let it not burn and abort my embryo. Please do me this favor, my Lord. So nice, it's such a beautifully, their prayers full of perfect emotions, right? So you're all powerful. Before we go in front of anybody and seek their guidance or help, first we have to glorify them. This is etiquette. And because time is very short, she's quickly in one line, she said, whatever, you're all powerful. You're the Natha, you're the protector. Let it burn me personally. So she is absolutely not concerned about her body. Such a, it's so overwhelming to think, right? Just imagine, we are dying. There's a situation which might possibly result in our death, and we are saying it doesn't matter if I die. How much detached that person should be, or how much that person should be situated in the reality that, I am not this body. We say statements like this, saying that let me die. It's okay. Amazing, really positioned at that, exalted position of pure devotee. If you so desire, that also, if you so desire anything, let anything happen. I don't care. But please do not let it burn and abort my embryo. Please do this favor, my Lord. Favor, I'm asking you a favor. I can't order you. I can request you. If you so will, please do this favor. Uttara is glorified because Jet Prabhupada says she was the daughter of a great king, wife of a great hero, Abhimanyu, student of a great devotee. Was she a student of? Can't remember. Later, she was the mother of a good king also. She was fortunate in every respect. Shrutavacha. Upadharya vachastasya bhagavan bhaktavatsalah apandavam idam kartum draunirastram abudhyata. Shrutava Swami said, having patiently heard her words, Lord Shri Krishna, who is always very affectionate to his devotees, could at once understand that Ashwatthama, the son of Dronacharya, had thrown the Brahmastra to finish the last life in the pond of her family. So again, this one, I keep harping on this. Bhaktavatsala is always very affectionate to his devotees, not simply affectionate, very affectionate. The Lord is impartial in every respect, but still he is inclined towards his devotees because there's a great necessity of this for everyone's well-being. See, Prabhupada says he's impartial, but still he is inclined. Why? Because the devotees have to be protected. Because there is a great necessity of this for everyone's well-being. Why? Because devotees will preach. Devotees will bring others also into Krishna consciousness. So devotees have to be protected and made sure that they can positively impact other people's lives. And Krishna is very affectionate. That's why Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, saying that there is no one more dear to me than one who distributes this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So when I first read that, I said, like, I'm not qualified, but still, I, I, I want to be, very dear to Krishna. So I will try. This is how got me inspiration to preach happened. And then it was just His mercy, and that today also I'm able to speak whatever I know. But that whenever we read statements like this, we should think. It's like 12th chapter Bhagavad Gita, last verses. How one can be very dear to Krishna. Every time we read those verses, I feel, oh, so nice it will be. If I can be dear to Krishna, what all qualities? Oh, such exalted qualities, and I'm so fallen. And then it gives in determination, inspiration, saying, okay, I also have to try. Can I also come to this stage? So Krishna is very affectionate, and he will take care of his devotees, especially those who are helping in any preaching work. See, preaching means not that you have to sit on Vyasasana and speak. Helping running a Krishna conscious program of any sort is preaching, right? Living the example, living the life of a devotee and setting an example for others is preaching. Okay, so, and we have to influence other people's lives. That is the whole thing, right? We are not bhajananandis, right? So we are not like doing bhajana at home and sitting for ourselves. No, Prabhupada did not teach us this. So we should distribute books. We should get devotees, chant Hare Krishna, give them prasadam, bring them to Krishna consciousness. And Krishna is most affectionate to such devotees. He's affectionate to all devotees, but he's more affectionate. Like Prabhupada is saying, there's a great necessity now this for everyone's well-being. More affectionate means not that he will show partiality between one devotee who is not preaching and one devotee who is preaching, but he will give facilities for the devotee who is preaching so that he can continue his seva nicely. Taryevata munishreshta pandava panchasayakan atmano bhimukhan deeptan alakshastrani upadaduhu. Foremost among the great thinkers, Muni Shaunaka, seeing the glaring Brahmastra proceeding towards them, the Pandavas took up their 5 respective weapons. They took up their weapons because they are Kshatriyas. Vyasanam vikshatatesham ananya vishayatmanam sudarshanena swastrena swanam raksham yadhad vibhuhu. The Almighty Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna, having observed that a great danger was befalling his unalloyed devotees, who were fully surrendered souls, at once took up his Sudarshana disc to protect them. What is Lord doing here? Having observed that a great danger was befalling his unalloyed devotees. Unalloyed means pure. Who were fully surrendered souls. See, we should understand this. They were fully surrendered, but still they took up their weapons. Doesn't mean that they are not surrendered. They are trying. But even if they are putting an attempt in their mind, it is clear if Krishna wills. So they're fully surrendered. So Lord is saying that these devotees are in danger. So Prabhupada writes a purport, beautiful. Ashwatthama released the weapon just to finish all the male members of the Pandus family. Therefore, in one sense, it was more dangerous than the atomic bombs because it could penetrate even the most protected place and would never miss the target. Knowing all this, Lord Krishna at once took up his personal weapon to protect his devotees who did not know anyone other than Krishna. Vyasayatmika buddhihi ekeha kurunandana. To protect his devotees who did not know anyone other than Krishna. So we should be in this state. Should wholly and solely depend on him. Not just in words, in action also. Anything happening, Krishna. And as we make progress, this asking for protection, all these things will slowly stop. And we will only be worried about how can I please Krishna. And we don't know anybody else other than Krishna. Okay. Krishna, I want to serve you. Krishna, I want to please you. Krishna means Krishna, Guru, devotees, acharyas. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord has clearly promised that his devotees are never to be vanquished. Bhakta na pranashyati. And he behaves according to quality or degree of the devotional service rendered by the devotees. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam stateva bhajamyam. Here the word Ananya Vishyatmanam is significant. The Pandavas were 100% dependent on the protection of the Lord, although they were great warriors themselves. See, so they were not arrogant that they had so much ability. They were very clear that the power that is invested in them is just Krishna's mercy, and it can be taken away anytime. So they were 100% dependent on the protection if Krishna desires. But the Lord neglects even the greatest warriors and also vanquishes them in no time. When the Lord saw that there was no time for the Pandavas to counteract the Brahmastra of Ashwatthama, see, this only the Lord can see. So he saw that there is no time, even if maybe Pandavas are capable, but there is no time to react. He took up his weapon even at the risk of breaking his own vow. Although the battle of Kurukshetra was almost finished, still according to his vow, he should not have taken up his own weapon. But the emergency was more important than the vow. That means his devotees were more important than his vow. He is better known as Bhaktavatsala, or the lover of his devotee. And thus he preferred to continue as Bhaktavatsala than to be a worldly moralist who never breaks his solemn vow. So beautiful. See, Prabhupada, this is love. This is Krishna, love. Prabhupada is expressing his love for Krishna. This is what his position is. He is a lover of his devotee. He is Bhaktavatsala. And he knows when devotees are surrendered, many times we think that, oh, if I had done this would have happened. Oh, I didn't do this, so hence this happened. So we keep trying to attribute reasons to immediate actions. But we don't remember Sarva Karana Karanam is Krishna. So here, Pandavas are taking their weapons, but they didn't even have time to react. So Krishna immediately took it upon him and finished off. He is not standing and waiting. Okay, Pandavas, let me see. You do, you try. But when there was time, possibly he would have let them act. And then he would have intervened at the right time. So we should always remember this. Krishna is with us. Just that we are so impatient. I mean, I talk about it for myself also. We are so impatient sometimes that we don't want to go through even a little ordeal, a little difficulty, little test. We have to be patient. We have to wait for mercy. Brahma says, Tatte anukampa susamikshamano. So we have to be patient and wait for Krishna's mercy. Krishna will give his mercy. And what is mercy is like this. Where required, he will protect the body also, but main mercy is that he will take us back to him, as in he will bring us closer to him. That is his mercy, and that he will give. And where required, he will protect devotees' body, he will protect devotees' wealth, he will protect whatever is required so that the devotee can come to him. But he is not going to increase or encourage somebody's material attachments or weaknesses, hridaya daurbalyam. So this is very important. See, all of us have weakness of heart. Please note this. This is a very, very important point. All of us have weakness of heart. Tyaktva hridaya daurbalyam, tyaktva parantapa. So this hridaya daurbalyam, weakness of heart, it is basically our anarthas and our attachments to material things, or we can't deal with certain aspects of this material world. I mean, it might be good, bad, ugly, but we can't deal with it. But a devotee is indifferent. Many times it is said, he is indifferent, whether it's good or bad or ugly. He's just indifferent. He just doesn't let it bother him. But we let some things bother us because we have hridaya daurbalyam, the weakness in our heart. We can't deal with certain things. Like I have this weakness in me that I can't deal with wrong things. So this right and wrong. Okay, this is right, this is wrong. People, whatever was here was done was wrong. So I have weakness for wrong things, and that results in problems sometimes. So then now I know that material right and wrong, I don't have to get too worried. Spiritual right and wrong, I have to be worried. Right? Whether somebody asks me or not, I will tell. But material right and wrong, it doesn't matter. What is material right and wrong? Morality, for example, normal morality of this world. Why did this person cheat? It's wrong. It's okay. What's the big deal? Right? But this person offended some devotee or is, getting stuck in some material problems and or, doing something not which is not favorable to bhakti, then I will jump irrespective and to make sure that devotee doesn't get stuck. So this is weakness of heart. Material right and wrong is weakness of heart. And we have to overcome that. And Krishna will give us situations such that we can overcome it. We have attachment to body. Krishna will have situations wherein we will overcome our attachment to our body. We have attachment to family. Krishna will create situations where we'll have to overcome. Attachment for money. So whatever is preventing us from growing to Krishna, situations will be created such that we will have to tolerate and learn those qualities. Tolerate, 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 tolerate. So Krishna will intervene at the right moment when he sees that, okay, it's going beyond this devotee at this point of time. He or she is not ready. He will intervene. Like in this case of Pandava. So we have to have full faith in Krishna. He is very affectionate to his devotees. We don't have to have any doubt. But of course, see, we should not be Mishra Bhaktas. We should not be mixed devotees coming to Krishna and then asking for material benefits. This is all not going to help us develop that, intimate relationship with Krishna. We have to be pure. We should not have any, material aspirations. Our only desire should be to serve Krishna. And when we have such desire, Krishna will take care of us, help us, direct us, handhold us. He will do everything. Right? So that is the point, reason why I say, see, one statement like this. One statement like this. The Lord saw that there was no time for Pandavas to react. He himself counteracted. He broke his bow. This should shake us. This should move us in the row. This is Krishna Bhakti. He is Bhakta Vatsala. So these are Prabhupada's. If we simply read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam without reading purports, we will never get into the mood of devotion because we will not understand. And when we read Prabhupada's purports, it just opens up our heart to, the real emotions of a devotee. And Prabhupada is showing that, yes, bhakti is not just tattva and dry, not like gnanis. Bhakti is rasa, right? And that rasa also should not become sahajiya kind of rasa. Sahajiya means taking everything lightly. That rasa, topmost rasa, Sakya, Vatsalya, Madhurya, that we will reach only when after we practice Tivra Bhakti properly over a period of time, going through all these kind of tests, putting ourselves through the grind, coming out as that, pure soul without having any material attachments, inhibitions. Then we will reach that rasa, we can experience that rasa. So these set of verses, that's why first canto is so beautiful. It's so beautiful. It just directly demonstrates how dear Krishna is to his devotees. Because Krishna just likes Pandavas so much. Okay, I can this word Bhaktavatsala just will drive me in a different direction. Okay, anybody has any questions specifically about Hridaya Dorbalyam, tolerating life situations, learning from them, becoming purer, giving up enviousness. These are required. Otherwise, we can't experience Bhakti Ratna. There are any practical questions anybody has, I can try to answer them. If not, we can proceed further. 8.14. Antastha sarvabhutanam atma yogeshwaro harihi swamaya vrunod garbham vairatya kurutantave. The Lord of Supreme Mysticism, Sri Krishna, resides within everyone's heart as the Paramatma. As said, just to protect the progeny of the Kuru dynasty, he covered the embryo of Uttara by his personal energy. Krishna can do anything. You know how he protected here, yeah, being said, saying he just protected the embryo by his personal energy. He didn't outsource it to anybody. He was concerned because there was a devotee, so he himself took up the job and protected Parikshit. Yadyapyastram brahmashiras tvamogham cha pratikriyam vaishnavam teja asadya samashamyad brugudvaha. O Shaunaka, glory of Bhrugu's family. Although the supreme Brahmastra weapon released by Ashwatthama was irresistible and without check or counteraction, it was neutralized and foiled when confronted by the strength of Vishnu, Lord Krishna. Mamam sthahyetadascharya sarvascharya charyamaye ya idam mayaya devya sujatyavati hantyajaha. Brahmanas, do not think this to be especially wonderful in the activities of the mysterious and infallible personality of Godhead. By his own transcendental energy, he creates, maintains, and annihilates all material things, although he himself is unborn. So what is the big deal? I mean, he just protected his devotee by his personal energy. It's nothing wonderful, nothing great, because he just creates, maintains, destroys this whole material universe. So it's just body of one jiva that he had to protect. So it is not very great. Brahmatejo vinirmukter atmajay saha krishnaya prayanaabhimukham krishnam idam aha prathasati. Thus saved from the radiation of the Brahmastra, Kunti, the chaste devotee of the Lord, and her 5 sons, and Draupadi addressed Lord Krishna as he started for home. So beautiful prayers are going to start. Kunti, the chaste devotee of the Lord, and her 5 sons, and Draupadi. All of them great devotees. Just see, such a beautiful devotee family. Right? Kunti Devi, Pandavas, Draupadi, all great devotees of Krishna. They addressed Lord Krishna as he started for home. So, a chaste devotee. What is a chaste devotee? A chaste wife doesn't look at anybody else apart from her husband. A chaste devotee of the Lord does not look at to others, namely any other living being or demigod, even for deliverance from danger. So we don't depend on anybody else. We depend simply on Krishna. That was all along the characteristic of the whole family of the Pandavas, all along. Why all along? Because it was not a one situation that they faced. So many issues, one after the other, dangers, life-threatening situations. We glorify Pandavas, right? So, oh, such great devotees, so fortunate. Krishna was with them. And in spite of Krishna being with them, they went through all these dangers, all these difficult situations. And then there are such devotees, Krishna wanted them to go through situations. And we are nobody. And if you go through some difficult situation, you say, oh, so difficult. They knew nothing except Krishna. Therefore, the Lord was always ready to help them in all respects and in all circumstances. See, this is not only for Pandavas. This is true of anybody who in all respects, because they have nothing except Krishna. So Krishna will help us in all respects, in all situations. That is the transcendental nature of the Lord. He reciprocates the dependence of the devotee. So we have to depend on Krishna. It's a very simple thing. If you depend on Krishna and say, Krishna, I am depending on you. I don't know what to do. I don't know what is this situation is beyond me. I depend on you. Krishna will take care. We don't have to stand in front of Krishna and say, Krishna, this is the problem, this is the solution. We think we are more intelligent than Krishna. You should just say, this is the problem. What is the problem? And it's not the material problem. The problem is because of this material problem, this aspect of my bhakti is affected. Krishna, that you already know. Please guide me so that I can continue to serve you. How? What? Krishna, I have left it to you because I depend on you. So we don't make demands from the Lord saying, please give me this as the solution for this problem. Krishna will say, I'll give you a better one. He will say, no, I don't want. We're so stupid. A chaste devotee never asks the Lord for help, but the Lord out of his own accord is always anxious to render it. See, this is the topmost platform. This is also a chaste devotee. A chaste devotee also depends, sometimes asks also, but he is not at the perfect platform. But still, he is completely dependent on Krishna. But when he comes to the perfect platform, he doesn't even ask Lord for help. He'll think, how can I take service from Krishna? Is this body something related to this body, or this money, or this family, or this something about this material world? It's okay. If Krishna wants, he will protect. Prahlad Maharaj. He didn't ask Vishnu for help. But Vishnu was only so anxious that he came and protected Prahlad in every situation, in all respects. So we can be confident about Krishna's, guidance, protection, everything. And we should march forward on the path of pure devotion, right? With the only aim to achieve Krishna Prema. Right? And Krishna will help. Krishna will help. That is Bhagavatam. Kuntivacha. Namasye Purusham Tvadyam Ishwaram Prakrite Param Alaksham Sarvabhutanam Antarbahiravastitam. So Kunti Maharani's prayer starts. Srimati Kunti said, Oh Krishna, I offer my obeisances unto you because you are the original personality. You are the original personality. And you are unaffected by the qualities of the material world. You are existing both within and without everything, yet you are invisible to all. So Krishna was Kunti's nephew, right? So, but still, she's recognizing Krishna's superior position here. So she's saying, you're the original Purusha. You're not my nephew. You're the original Purusha. So original personality and unaffected by qualities of material world. You're existing both within and without everything, yet you are invisible to all. Invisible to all means what? He's visible yet invisible, right? Meaning seeing Krishna without knowing or understanding his position, no use. Or seeing Krishna but not engaging in his service is of no use. So you are reading from Chaitanya Bhagavata saying devotional service. Many people saw Krishna, but they didn't achieve perfection because there was no tinge of devotion in them. So just seeing Krishna will not enable us to achieve anything. So we should engage in his service. So he was invisible to all, except for his pure devotees. When Krishna was himself present in Dwapar Yuga, like Dhritarashtra, Duryodhana, so many people, they all saw him. People who were apparently his enemies, they all saw him. But they didn't see him because they saw him just as some great personality, but they didn't see him as the supreme personality body. So you are invisible. You can't be seen. You can be seen, but you can't be seen. Maya Javanika Channam Agnadokshajam Avyayam Na Lakshase Mudadrisha Nato Natya Dharo Yatha. Being beyond the range of limited sense perception, You are the eternally irreproachable, Abhyaya, irreproachable factor, covered by the curtain of deluding energy, Maya. You are covered by Maya. Javanika Channam, Maya Javanika Channam. Javanika means curtain. You are invisible to the foolish observer. Exactly as an actor dressed as a player is not recognized. You are invisible. Same thing. Like you're invisible. You are there, but you are not there. Because you're dressed as a player. As an actor dressed as a player is not recognized. So Prabhupada is saying, there's a class of men with demoniac mentality who are always reluctant to accept the Lord as the supreme absolute truth. This is partially due to their poor fund of knowledge and partially due to their stubborn obstinacy. Poor fund of knowledge means they don't have enough knowledge. But more importantly, stubborn obstinacy. See, obstinacy itself means stubbornness. Stubborn obstinacy means like height of being stubborn. Right? So because they're so stubborn that they don't want to accept Krishna as Supreme Lord, which results from various misdeeds. Why do they end up in this situation? Not being in a position to accept Krishna as the Supreme Lord, because of their various misdeeds. Such persons could not recognize Lord Sri Krishna even when he was present before them because of misdeeds. Another difficulty is that those who depend more on their imperfect senses cannot realize him as the Supreme Lord. Such persons are like the modern scientists. For them, everything has to be seen and experienced by their imperfect senses. They want to know everything by their experimental knowledge, but it is not possible to know the Supreme Person by imperfect experimental knowledge. For less intelligent persons, bowing down before the authority of the Lord, as generally done in the temples, mosques, or churches, is as beneficial as it is for the advanced devotees to meditate upon him by active service. That is why temples are important. Because people are less intelligent, they come and bow down to the authority of the Lord. When they bow down, it is accepting the authority of the Lord. And it is beneficial for them. They make progress by doing that. Even for devotees, Krishna says, Manmana bhav madbhakto madhyaji imam namaskuru. Namaskuru. We have to keep offering obeisances. What is the method to offer obeisances when we go into the temple? What should we do first? Hare Krishna. Simple question.
Bow down to Prabhupada.
First we bow down to Prabhupada. Yeah, first we bow down to Prabhupada and then we bow down to the lordships. Right? So, and when we are going out, we first bow down to the lordships, then we bow down to Prabhupada and then go. And always you should try to keep them on the left side of your body. And Prabhu's do always Tashtanga, Full Dandavat, and Mataji's Panchanga. Right? And we have to do this. Sometimes devotees who have service keep going in and out of the temple. And every time we come, we should offer respects. We should bow down before authority. Otherwise, we'll think that, I'm beyond all this. Okay. Tatha paramahamsanam muninam amalatmanam bhakti yoga vidhanartham khatam pashyemahi striyaha. You yourself descend to propagate the transcendental science of devotional service unto the hearts of advanced transcendentalists and mental speculators, who are purified by being able to discriminate between matter and spirit. How then can we women know you perfectly? So she's saying you come to propagate transcendental science unto the hearts of advanced transcendentalists, Gnanis, right? Yogis, Gnanis and yogis, you are purified by being able to discriminate between matter and spirit. But to give them bhakti, you come. Because even those Gyanis and yogis, they cannot achieve Krishna without Krishna giving them devotional service. That is why that yoga, Gnana yoga, Dhyana yoga, that yoga means connection with Krishna. And that connection with Krishna doesn't happen unless Krishna bestows devotion. That yoga is the devotion, slight devotion. How can then women know you perfectly? Because Priyo Vaishya Tata Shudras Tepi Anti Param Gatim. So women, Vaishya, Shudra, they are considered not qualified for Vedic knowledge. Only Brahmanas and Kshatriyas are qualified for Vedic knowledge. So generally in Vedic life, civilization, so this separation is very clear, saying other people don't engage in studying Vedas. They consider themselves as not qualified because of their birth, and their birth is because of their karma. So they're not qualified. So they don't engage in Vedic activities like Shastra, studying Vedas, doing Archa, Aradhana. They don't engage directly because they know their position by birth. But that is Vedic method. In Pancharatrik, actually, we are not worried about birth, right? Because by Diksha Vidanena, by Diksha, everything can be changed. Right. So that is why Diksha is so important. Otherwise, we don't get qualification for, and of course, Harinam. When one actually chants Harinam even once, all his disqualification from previous births are gone. So by doing bhakti, we actually the disqualification by birth, etc., is removed. Uh, so we don't have to, when we come to Krishna consciousness, we don't have to worry about this distinction between Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, or others, right? So here she's saying that you come to teach them, they only require help. Now what about us? It is said in the Upanishads that the supreme truth, absolute personality of God, it is beyond the range of the thinking power of the greatest philosopher. He is unknowable by great learning or by the greatest brain. He is knowable only by one who has his mercy. Others may go on thinking about him for years together, yet he is unknowable. This very fact is corroborated by the queen, who is playing the part of an innocent woman. So she is such a qualified, great devotee, but she's just putting herself in, position of a normal, just ordinary woman of this material world. So devotees are always humble about their position. Women in general are unable to speculate like philosophers, but they are blessed by the Lord because they believe at once in the superiority and almightiness of the Lord. See, they are blessed because they believe in the superiority and almightiness, and thus they offer obeisances without reservation. The Lord is so kind that he does not show special favor only to one who is a great philosopher. He knows the sincerity of purpose. For this reason only, women generally assemble in great number in any sort of religious function. In every country and in every sect of religion, it appears that the women are more interested than men. And proof is all our preaching efforts. And look at the number of Matajis in the class and Prabhus. Right? So it's just, very clear. Women are that way extremely fortunate because they believe at once in the superiority and almightiness. And they are ready to accept surrender, take surrender to Krishna. They're very sincere many times to accept instructions given. I've seen it's more difficult to convince Prabhus about following something. And they have their own ego, which comes in the middle and doesn't let them. They'll say, yeah, I want to do, but they will not do. So difficult, but yeah, Mataji is that way fortunate. Though the female body is considered as bondage, but when somebody comes to bhakti, then that limitation can be completely over. We can cross over it. Right. So Prabhupada is appreciating all the women. So congratulations to all the Matajis because of the sincerity they have to follow and achieve Krishna. Okay, I think I'll stop here for today. Any questions anybody has, I can answer.